What are some girl secrets guys don't know about? Sometimes we stand up and things just gush out of us. We always think it's our period. When you hold your breasts, when you walk up the stairs, so they don't jiggle because that's uncomfortable. Periods overall, but they are very different depending on the girl. Some women get emotional, some are completely normal. Some periods last for 8 days, some last for 3 days. Some girls are in extreme pain, some just have mild discomfort. Some flows are very heavy, some are very light. Aka, I'm on my period can mean anything from sorry, I'm completely incapacitated, or I'm just feeling a little worse than usual. Sometimes when we pee a stray drop or two starts to roll across our butt cheek. Or maybe that's just me. Underboob sweat is a thing. How slowly we have to pull out a dry tampon in order not to rip our vagina tissue out. After you go to the toilet and you have discharge in your knickers, pulling your knickers back up again is the most horrific feeling. It gets cold very quick whilst you pee. Cold, wet and slimy discharge knickers. Imagine that all day long. Might not be a girl exclusive thing, but I personally need a lot more foreplay to actually enjoy sex. Most of the time I can't get off from strictly penetration, no matter how badly we both want it. We get so turned on that our clit actually hurts sometimes. If there are any men fashion designers on here, women who like dresses want pockets in the dresses, and I don't mean near my boob, I mean on the actual skirt part. I love my one dress with pockets. Some of us have to shave our toes. Some of us get extremely horny during the period, or little before that. Not the best timing, and not so many men dig it. Sometimes a pubic hair gets stuck under a panty liner. Ouch. When girls are particular about their hair products, it's not us being overly superficial or picky. When your hair is long, the right shampoo / conditioner / drying routine can be the difference between soft waves and a dry, ratty mess. The feeling of having fart bubble popping forwards and squeezing your thighs to pop it. Wow, didn't expect this to blow up. Till that guys get this too. Now I have a mental image of flapping up like the lid on a kettle. We are almost always at least a little wet. It's not that you're hot, our bodies just need to function. When we say don't stop during sex, it means don't stop doing what you are doing. Don't go harder, don't go faster, just don't stop doing it exactly as you are right now. It seems that when this is said, the guy speeds up or starts king up the rhythm. Some girls like squeezing their boobs. Someone already mentioned dick size, but I'm gonna go ahead and add some more. Longer is not better. We are only about 4 inches deep, so wishing you had a huge 12-inch cock to shove inside of her won't be pleasurable. It'll be very painful. You'll be ramming her in the cervix, and that doesn't tickle. Girth is more desirable, and if you don't have a lot going for you in the pants, plenty can still be done with the tongue and fingers. For a lot of women, penetration isn't the climax. Also, if she's wet, and I mean like King Niagara Falls, it's basically dripping down her legs. You could probably get a baseball bat in there with that much lubrication. It's possible she won't feel you at first until you a little out to her. So that is it in. Isn't always BC, you're just small. The liquid barrier is real. Edit. RIP inbox. I've been trying to keep up with everyone, so my apologies if I didn't get to you. I don't want anyone to feel insecure. My point was just that the porn videos and are crazy inaccurate. Most of you are far too hard on yourselves, and yours is fine the way it is. There's tons of great advice in my line of comments from other men and women, and you shouldn't put so much pressure on what's between your legs. Second edit, thanks for the silver. Third edit, I grossly overestimated the depth of the vagina. Turns out it's only like 4 inches. Thanks for the corrections. I fixed it in my original post. Sometimes if you fart, it doesn't escape through the fabric. Instead it rolls all the way from the back to the front with a noticeable little pop. It's never a good feeling. Edit. Apparently this happens to a lot of dudes too. Not gonna lie, I assumed the ballast stop it escaping the front. Our favorite bra hasn't been washed in 2 weeks. Edit. It is winter, so maybe I should have said 6 weeks. Oops. The feeling of pulling a really long hair out of your butt crack. At first it's kinda gross, then this good little shiver feeling. Edit. Looks like our hair ends up in our guys' butts too. And you either love it or hate it, so I'm not sure whether to apologize or say, you're welcome, you're welcome. Edit 2. My most upvoted comment is now about having hair in my. Thank you for that. We have so many hair related issues, plucking dark random nipple hairs, trying to line up when we shave our areas to when we hook up, to avoid guys from seeing razor burn or ingrown hairs. Before getting out of the shower we have to pick out hair from our butt crack that fell out from washing our hair, pubes growing and sticking out of our undies, pubes getting stuck in pads or liners. Some women have larger labias and sometimes they get stuck in our underwear. It's very painful and extremely uncomfortable. And then we have to either walk funny to try to get them unstuck, or walk very carefully to somewhere where we can just stick a hand down our pants to get things sorted. And don't get me started about getting stuck in lace underwear. Some women get blood clots in our periods, and it feels like you're giving birth to a jellyfish. Sometimes we have to take the extra long stride too, because period blood and discharge can make things sticky down there. We need to pee right after sex to reduce the risk of getting a UTI. If you have sex without a condom, we need a good few minutes after to let everything drain out of us. I always tell my boyfriend BRB gotta go ooze, because I love seeing the cringe. Some guys don't understand how different many girls look without makeup. Being on your period is the worst. Try being super horny, but not being able to wank, because everything is just one big slimy mess down there. I would say this only applies to women who are slightly bigger, but this was an issue for me, even when I was very slim. Thigh rubbage is horrible when you wear a dress or skirt, particular in summer. It was also bad for me if I was wearing stockings and they would ride down a bit below my vag, essentially forcing the top of my thighs to rub together in inglorious harmony. It hurts. Every so often, something itches. Is it a yeast infection? Is it a bacterial infection? Is your pubic hair growing back in? Is it dryness? Is it irritation? Did something get stuck in your underwear? The answer is that 99% of the time everything is fine, but you're still gonna worry and squirm uncomfortably trying to get it to stop. And also yeast infections in general, much more common than one would think, and absolutely goddamn ruthless. My nipples can be like two clitorises on my chest. Rubbing them very gently, licking, being kind equals I get super wet and aroused. Usually when I masturbate I stimulate a nipple at the same time. I don't know why dudes don't try this more when I ask. Most go at my chest, like they want to smoosh my boobs like dough or suck a nipple like they are angry and trying to lengthen it. What I think they don't get is there's so much versatility in the body. I like rough play too, but tender play is a whole other lovely world. Sometimes a hug will do a million times more good than trying to get me to explain why I'm upset, largely because I'm probably overwhelmed with my feelings and need to process them before I can explain them. The fastest way to process and get them out? A hug to feel loved. Girth versus length. I feel like guys always base each other off their length. I've had 9-inch skinny dick, wasn't great. I've had a 5-in length, thick dick and it was a ride. Edit. Obviously not all women prefer the same thing. Some women want smaller dicks. Some women want monster dicks. I'm just saying guys have this weird dick measuring competition and half the time they get it wrong with only focusing on length. Men with somewhat veiny forearms and pushed up sleeves are a godsend. Edit. I like the sleeves because it's like hiding something for the imagination. Biceps/triceps. Muscular arms are another one of God's gift, or you know, the hard work and dedication that person took in developing them. Effort is another thing that I appreciate from men, which may or may not indirectly be a part of why I like muscles. The true reason we go to the toilet together is that the waiting queue would usually so long that alone we will A. Get really bored and B. Feel a little excluded from the conversation for some minutes when we come back to the group. So we go together and chat the whole time we are waiting. Vaginal wetness isn't a good way to tell if a girl is turned on or not. This depends on the individual girl, hydration levels, ovulation, and age. A better way to tell is if her clitoris is hard and pulsing out of the hood. I roll my eyes every time a guy puts himself inside me and say, wow, you're so wet. You must be really turned on. No, dude, my vac just self-lubricates to clean itself, or I'm ovulating soon. Edit. If anyone is reading this and is concerned about not finding the clit, or her clit doesn't seem hard, go to Pornhub and look up how to eat pussy by Nina Hartley. She shows step by step how to stimulate the area around a girl's pussy and how the clit will look when it's hard. While you'll have to tweak your technique for each individual girl, this video is a great starting point to build a foundation on your clit stimulation knowledge. I suppose guys are warned about unexpected boners when they get sex ed, the same how girls are warned that discharge is normal as they are going through puberty. I see a lot of discussion about said boners. I guess the girl's secret would be just how frequent it was to go to the bathroom and suddenly your underwear was so soaked it was insane. This is talking high school / middle school age, so careful with the replies lol. And it could dry on them and make them crusty. It could get bad enough that the underwear could get holes in them if they go long enough without being washed. Sorry for the grossness. Tween girls can be unsanitary too lol. Edit. I feel like I should add this. By the way, the comment about how people learn about unexpected boners and discharge, the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm convinced it came from reading magazines targeted at teens girls haha. I think M was one haha. But they used to mention the discharge all the time, and I'm sure I heard about boners from that as well. Based on other things from here, and from the guy's secret one. Sometimes girls go to the bathroom with the intention to poop, but a lot of the times it's you go to pee, and had no idea you also had to poop until you start peeing. If you're giving oral, not using your hands, ignoring the clit altogether, and basically penetrating her with your tongue, you're most likely gonna get a faked orgasm or at least fake moans. Girls hate periods and find them gross too, but we deal with them anyways. We don't like seeing the blood and clots and things that come out, and if there was choice between a little leprechaun popped up once a month and said hey you're not pregnant, or getting your period, we'd all go for the leprechaun. With the period, sometimes girls can be moody the days before her period, sometimes she can be moody on her period. Some girls it's set in stone of when she'll be moody, but others it can fluctuate. She's not choosing to be that way, her period just brings an increase in hormones that cause it, just like drinking 6 cups of coffee in an hour would make a person wired. Vaginas can only open so deep, and hitting the cervix is generally not fun. The person who spread the rumor that girls like long dicks was probably a dude. Some girls might appreciate a long dick, but a thicker one would be more preferred. However, we really don't care as much as you about how big your dick is, as long as you know how to use it. If you don't know how to use it, hopefully you can get trained in other areas such as how to use your fingers or mouth. Women show dominance in public by dressing for the people she will be around, not necessarily for the man. If we hate your mom, it's probably because she's made us feel less than great about ourselves and perhaps unwelcome. So we will definitely feel the need to dress for every occasion and be a little on the defensive every time we are around her. If we love her, it's because she's made us feel more than loved and welcome, and we feel more relaxed around her, like we would our own mother. If a girl tells you straight up no, she's not playing hard to get, and if she is, she's probably a little crazy. Proceed at your own risk.